Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that.
I love the internet because sometimes it'll just present you something that is just so funny. And I found this, and I'm going to send it to you, Theo, because it's about our favorite a famous actor, Willem Dafoe.
One
of my favorite actors.
Unprompted. Now,
no, I'll do it. I have
Monster.
I have the impression ready.
Okay, here you go.
So it is a Twitter post. It is a picture of Willem Dafoe with a mustache to smile, like Willem Dafoe unprompted. Now this Cookie Monster, toothy smile, what a creature, what a lust. It consumes him. Crosses legs. He's really a tragic figure.
What a lust.
What a lust. It's
have you ever needed a cookie so badly that you have a powerful lust for that cookie?
It was so. I love when people do this, and you can hear the voice of the actor or whoever. Because this was when I read it, I heard it in his voice so distinctly. I'm just like, now this Cookie Monster. Like, he's
I can't do a good Willem Dafoe, but in my mind,
he's hard.
I can hear him perfectly. I can hear him perfectly in my mind.
I did say I had a good impression. He's a hard impression to do.
He just has
he's idiosyncratic.
He is idiosyncratic, but more than the rhythm, he just has a very unique voice timbre that is hard to mimic.
I think it's partially because looking at his smile right now, he has a little gap between his teeth. And I think that it kind of comes in, like you can kind of hear the toothiness. Which is toothy smile. What a creature. What a lust.
What a guy, Willem Dafoe.
What a guy. You know what? He is actually the mayor of Segment City. And you know what? He's been fighting every other thing that we said is the mayor that I forget what we said was the mayor.
So many mayors. So they're rotating. It's a sort of a flywheel of who's the mayor this week.
Yeah. But let's introduce ourselves. That was a quick opener that we've ever had. But my name is Will Kane, and I'm what a creature. And I have such a lust.
And I'm Theo Sabakos, and without the cookies, I'm just a monster.
Oh no. Cookie Monster. That's definitely been so. That is probably the most hackneyed like student script I can imagine. That I think they literally did a parody of like Joker, where it was Oscar the Grouch on SNL.
Yes, of course.
Somebody's definitely done Cookie Monster as like that same concept. But this is a podcast in which Theo and I dumpster dive our way through the internet. We get those good comedy morsels for you, and we package them into segments. And Theo, we're going to start with a Will Stupid Thought. And this comes this is hot off the presses.
Straight from real life.
Today, where I was complaining to you before we did
it was podcast. So good that I got a sneak preview before the pod.
It wasn't even good. It was,
that's how much. This is how much you're riled up. You could tell you could tell Will's riled up when he's got a bit for the podcast, but he's going to talk about it before the podcast.
I do jazz hands. I'm so excited.
He's got the hands going.
But so I went to the doctor today for like, it wasn't even the annual visit. It was just like a checkup halfway through. And so my thought today was everybody talks in the US about how healthcare is broken, but nobody talks about how even the minute details, the atomic experience of going to a hospital sucks ass so hard, because I cannot tell you how many times I've had done things in triplicate for no reason at hospitals. I've had people come in, give me that like health, mental health form of like, do you have depression? Do you have anxiety? Blah, blah, blah. Do that. I did the online version because they like prompt you like, hey, do this beforehand.
Do beforehand.
Then they gave me the clipboard and I went, okay, I'll do this. Then I went into the appointment, and then the doctor asked me the same exact fucking questions, and I'm like, "What are we doing here?" Like, and it's gotten to the point where I had strep throat one time in college. Somebody came in, did that fucking nasal swab. I don't know if you've ever had strep throat, where they like, I don't think it was nasal. It was
when
like,
they go and scratch your brain.
Yeah,
when
nose? They really get,
yeah.
I think it was like the back of the throat too. And I was like, I have a really big gag reflex. And then somebody else came in and said, all right, we need to take the sample. And I was like, wait, what?
No.
They did it again. The first person I never saw again. It was just some nasal pervert.
That was just a man. That was just a man on the street.
Scrubs.
That's just a freak.
But the number of times, because they forgot, I think they forgot me this time. I've been forgotten in the actual room. Like that, because they bring you in. Like, and it's happened so many times.
Going to the doctor really does make you wonder if sometimes the boomers are right for just leaning out of the door and going, hello, can I get some service here?
Help me,
hello?
please. Because I literally I was like, can I leave? Like, I literally said in that tone, can I leave now? And they're just like, and then everybody, because when there's the front desk, and then sometimes there's a weird internal desk. Because that was what they had here.
Right, yep.
And then everybody turned at once to look at me like, oh, we didn't know you were there. And then the actual nurse who was helping me was like, oh yeah. This thing has to be signed by the doctor. Cause the whole reason I went there was for this paper for a job. So it's like, whatever. It's like,
you had to get your certificate signed by the doctor so that they could say, this is the biggest fat ass we ever seen.
Wow. Actually, that's also
what the doctor said.
That's also a problem with doctors, is because me and my brother have the same experience where going to the doctor is just being told you're fat. Every single time they remind you you're fat, and then they offer nothing. They offer nothing other than, hey, maybe you should diet and exercise. And I'm like, yeah, I do. Because every time I talk about my exercise routine, my doctor goes, oh, good, you exercise. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the first time I've told her this. It's like...
This is my experience with the dentist when they ask me, do you brush and floss every day? And I say yes, and they look at me like, no one flosses every day, you idiot. Does. And then they go and they do my flossing, and they're like, oh, you actually floss every day. And I'm like, yes, I told you that. My experience with the doctor is usually, I know I'm 6'4", all right? I don't want to be insulted by anybody telling me I'm less than 6'4". So if you measure me and you come up with 6'2", I'm going to say you're going to need to remeasure me because I actually know how tall I am.
That is actually a consistent thing. I've had doctors. I had a doctor literally tell me, you are 5'11" and 3/4. You can call yourself 6 foot. It's fine. I got medical license to say I'm 6 feet tall. I still, most of the time, will be like, yeah, I'm 5'11", because that's what's on my medical forms. And most of the things is we'll say 5'11". You don't have to say then they'll be like, you're 5'10". And I'm like, I'm not 5'10".
I'm not 5'10". You're a liar.
How dare you?
I have a doctor's note saying I got a big old fat ass and I'm 5'11".
My pediatrician says. Also, I feel like doctors are baffled by the fact that I'm just so healthy. Like, I just don't go to the doctors
this guy.
Ever. To the point, I went to my pediatrician until I got off of my mother's health insurance, because she's a nurse. So it was 26 was when you can get off. So I went to her until I think I got off, or like I went to a different doctor at like 25, but like she gave me all my medical files, and she made a point to be like, so this is your file. See how thin this is, because this is a normal 13-year-old and you're twice that age, and this is the thinnest file I've ever seen.
She's like, let me get this straight. You're Irish. You live in Dorchester and you're not ill? What is happening?
You have to have at minimum alcohol sickness.
Right, like, something wrong. Something's wrong.
Something wrong. Come on. But like, they can't remember that shit. But then we went, we had a lovely experience where we went down to, there's a place that we've only been to one other time, and we had the same waitress, and she's like, oh yeah, you guys came in the last weekend? Because you remember us so distinctly, and we're like, we haven't been in here since Valentine's Day. And she's like, oh, time flies.
Time flies.
She's a great, but like, she remembered all this shit about me. My doctor can't remember jack shit.
Wow.
But it's, yeah. Anyway, this is not, I don't want to gang up on my own doctor too much, but I do feel fine ganging up on the medical system.
This is our space. You can gang up on whoever you want. Listen, Will, for this segment, you're the mayor.
Oh, can you also tell me that I'm 6 feet, please?
Yes, you're also 6 feet.
I got license.
Just as long as we're in this segment, you're 6 feet.
Oh no! Outside the segment, though, 5'10". But hopefully your next segment is going to be able to get over that height requirement to go on the roller coaster.
Oh, maybe. But maybe not, because then again, I am crouched down, crawling, slop, muck. You know the deal. We're out here, PR Newswire. I'm underneath the barbed wire, and I am finding you the gems because you just got to get through it.
You're doing that thing where you get a bunch of mud and you put it on your face to sneak in because they go, "Where's your suit? You're not a PR man."
I, in this situation, am the predator looking for Arnold Schwarzenegger, who has covered himself in mud, and I'm looking for him.
Theo,
I'm looking for him.
Don't introduce yourself as I'm the predator.
Hello, I am the predator.
Somebody just grabs their child and brings them a little bit closer to themselves.
I did say, I was eating some pita. I love pita.
Yeah.
And I was eating it with hummus, and I said, I love
As
pita.
you do.
I'm somewhat of a pita-phile. And my partner said, no, you can't see that. No.
There's something about saying even a joke in private to other people where they go, "Hey, I know that was just to me," like as a little goof. Don't ever say that anywhere.
Now
else.
I have recorded it, so that's not good either.
No, it was in the context of a bit. It's fine.
Bit.
It's protected. It's protected speech.
Here we go. Here's the title of this segment coming to us from PR Newswire, and it is "The World Is Yours to Build. McDonald's USA unlocks a Minecraft movie meal and Happy Meal."
Whoa.
Well, you've seen the trailers about this Minecraft movie that's coming out for the kids. You know you're going to love it. You're going to be out here loving it. Top video game movie of all time. It's ready to take the throne from...
Jack Black is here, and he's looking fatter than ever. He is out of the role of a lifetime, which is Bowser. He has now gone to another video game role because I think he is a streamer. That's something I always forget about him. I think he and his son started streaming together like a few years back. So he is like kind of vaguely in the video game world.
I feel like he's just really defined his niche where he is famous enough that they can put his name on the poster, but he can show up to work in sweatpants and record his voice and go home and get a fat paycheck for it.
He is the biggest fucking beard, and nobody thought to be like, "Hey, maybe we should trim that." Like
he doesn't need
look
to.
like Steve.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
McDonald's has
unlocked. From crafting pixel-perfect replicas of our golden arches and world-famous menu items to stacking block upon block into full-on restaurants, fans have been building their love for McDonald's into Minecraft for years. Now inspired by their imagination, the global big screen adventure, a Minecraft movie debuting in theaters April 4th, we're bringing the game's cinematic world to McDonald's, introducing a Minecraft movie meal, a Minecraft movie Happy Meal, and dropping together for the first time ever at McDonald's restaurants nationwide. Now, I do think it's quite the commentary that young American children hop onto their favorite creative game. And what do? They build a temple to Greece. They build a temple to the French fry. And they live their dream of being in McDonald's, even though it's right down the road from them.
This is what CEOs want. They want it to be a religion where we're all praising the clown.
This is it. Down. We're doing it. This is a metaverse, guys. We're doing it.
I am very curious what these meals are because, hey, Wendy's has had square burgers locked down. So they can't really get on that bandwagon.
Starting April 1st for a limited time, McDonald's is entering the portal for an epic collaboration. And the meals are only the beginning. Fans can also take their creativity to the next level with access to digital experiences, custom designed collectibles, and much more only at McDonald's. They don't have the toys in the box. The toys are in the game. They're also in the box.
Don't worry, we're going to put this NFT into your wallet, your digital wallet. It's not a literal wallet. And then you have to log into this special QR code. And the kids are just like, Google Gaga, give me toy.
Toy, please.
Plastic, please.
Okay. So the Minecraft movie meal stars one of 6 collectibles inspired by some of McDonald's most beloved characters and menu items and a popular Minecraft movie treasures. Collect them all to stock up your inventory. Each collectible comes with a matching card and a code that fans can redeem to unlock the corresponding exclusive skin in the Minecraft marketplace. Here they are. The Big Mac Crystal, mined from the sea of special sauce. This precious block derives its radiant shine from melty cheese and a toasty sesame seed bun. I don't I don't know.
Don't call yourself something that is inedible.
A crystal is not good.
Crystal's not good.
No,
like there are certain candies that it's like, oh, hard candy. That's technically a crystal. That's something, but not at a savory, meaty burger.
Would you try? Would you try a rock candy that was the flavor of a Big Mac? I don't know about that.
No,
not sure about that.
No. I can the fact that you said that, I immediately imagined the flesh colored Pop Rocks or like whatever candy rocks. I was like, oh no.
Next is the birdie wings. Keep your eye to the sky, or you might miss the early bird soaring high above the clouds with a rare pair of elytra wings. I don't know anything about Minecraft. I'm showing my whole ass on this pronunciation, but that's okay. Next up is the Fry helmet. Forged from the iconic French fry box, this enchanted helmet is rumored to protect you from friends stealing your last fry. Okay, all right. They're doing
that doesn't
something.
make a lot of sense because you have the fries underneath the helmet. I thought it was just going to be like, there's some hats I've seen that it's like the French fries come out of your head, like that's the hat. But this sounds like really you need to have a little safe on top of your head because all your friends are thieves.
What you need to do is fill the hat with French fries, eat them, and then just take that greasy bin and put it right on top of your head. There you go.
Am I cool, everybody?
Am I cool, guys? Can I have it your way here, please?
Am I like Steve?
Next up is the Grimace Egg. Emerging from the depths of a purple shake, this magical Grimace mob gets its shake from the most coveted egg of them all. No.
That's
you
bad.
You can't say emerging from the depths of a purple shake. No, thank you.
I just imagined a big ostrich egg that they give you that has like purple dots on it, polka dots, and then you hatch it, and then just a little grimace comes out like, you're like, ah!
Next is the soda potion. The electrifying effect of this potion is as mysterious as its recipe. An accidental combo of fantastic fizzy flavors. You can't say it's electrifying and then say it's mysterious recipe. It's all sugar. We know this.
We've established on this program.
Corn syrup.
If you just say a mystery thing and don't elaborate, I have to assume that it's bad mystery. That it's the Hogwarts, whatever those mystery beans are.
It's made of horse teeth because we didn't know what else to use them for.
We use the entire horse on these burgers.
Finally is the zombie hamburglar. Little is known about this hungry mob who spawns late at night and wanders all biomes in search of hamburgers. Here's a quote. You want the quote?
That did imply that Hamburglar is dead. And they have reanimated his corpse because he has unfinished business.
Because he's wandering the halls? I don't know. Here's a quote. When approaching any partnership, we look for the authentic role our brand can play in it. All McDonald's fans had created a presence in the Minecraft game the Minecraft game. Yeah, real smooth. It really rolls off the tongue. Long before the opportunity to partner with the new film, said Jennifer J.J. Heelan, McDonald's VP, U.S. Marketing, Brand, Content, and Culture. Wow, they're really stretching the VPs to cover everything these days. So we built upon what they started and created a totally immersive experience, custom a Minecraft movie meals in our restaurant, and collectibles that unlock unique in-game features. What's special about this campaign is that every component will feel recognizable to both fan bases, a true emerging of McDonald's and Minecraft universes. And soon all of our foods will be cubes and we'll serve them to you and you'll say, thank you for the rations, good McDonald's. I couldn't expect anything more.
Excuse me, my crystal Big Mac seems to be glowing. I think it might be a tesseract.
Hit him with the grimace egg. Get him out of here.
Oh, if only I could heal myself. Give him a potion. They just throw a potion thing. But you are right that the VPs are. Imagine how many VPs there are at McDonald's. There must be 10 billion. I feel like I should McDonald's corporate.
At McDonald's corporate, I feel like I should just start calling myself a VP. I feel like everybody's getting a VP these days.
Hey, this is your 6 feet. You could be the VP of this podcast.
I could be the VP? Oh my God. I'm unlimited power. I'm going to give some truly deranged quotes. This collaboration between we and Will was really spawned out of a mutual love for shrimp cocktail. We both love it and can't get enough. We say, let's swim with those shrimp.
Yeah, that's how we fucking met. Yeah, we went to college. Freshman year, we met.
My brain is melting.
At orientation, they had a bunch of shrimp cocktails, and they were serving them around, and we reached for the same one, and it was a
and our hands touched. Huh?
I was going for that, and I was going to dip it into that delicious sauce, and then they have it in like a martini glass, because I feel like that's a classic thing.
It's exactly how it happened.
Exactly. It wasn't just quoting SpongeBob at each other, and we went, hey,
this guy gets it. My last note about this segment is a Minecraft movie. That's the title? That's the title, huh?
Oh, yeah. That was the fact that the Minecraft movie reminds me of when I had math for games. Like, that was a class that we had to take. And on the like syllabus, they're like, oh, yes, you can program for such games, such as like, I forget, it was like Pong. It was like something Frogger. Wii is one of the games that they reference.
Yeah, that's a good game.
And Mindcraft, like your brain. Minecraft. Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, Minecraft. But also, I feel so bad for anybody who has OCD for collecting things, because there's so many fucking collectibles that are constantly coming out. And then all these people are like, this brand is a really synergy because look, we're pointing at how low of a bar it is and how many things didn't make that bar by just being a fuck shit ass collaboration that didn't do anything. Like the fact that they're like, hey, it has elements of both. And I'm like, so you just described a collaboration.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what, yeah.
It really goes to show how out of touch I am with collectibles, where I literally before this podcast, I was looking at the 2 toys on my desk and going, I really got to scale back. I really got to
Some Funko Pop CEO just got like chills up their spine. They didn't even hear the podcast.
It's a true shame. I have 2 toys.
I just got a vision of all the fucking... They used to have such good collectibles at McDonald's. We used to have fucking Hercules plates that each one of us, like me and my brothers had our own plate. I had fucking Zeus. My brother had Phil. Like, and then they had the Pokemon glasses, and then they had these big metal cards.
Were legit.
The Pokemon were... especially around like Pokemon 2000, oh man, they really went hard on that one. That was a collaboration.
That was an actual collectible, a thing you wanted to collect. There's no incentive to collect all 4 of these.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I guess,
but that's why I'm saying
I'm not the target
for
audience,
people with
so I can't see.
It's for it's for children and people with OCD.
I thought you were going to say I feel bad for people with children, where they have to go to McDonald's and look at this crap, this plastic that they're willingly bringing into their home, and be, I feel bad for those folks.
I do sometimes think about a future where I have children, where I could imagine my parents, we weren't very big on McDonald's as a family. We'd do it as a treat. I could 100% see my parents especially being like, grandchildren, time to spoil you with McDonald's. And I'll be like,
that's the best for the grandparents, because they don't have to bring those bad toys into their house. It's somebody else's house. You can fill somebody else's house with crap.
That is the grandparent move, is to wind your child up like a little grenade and then throw them back at the parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Since I'm the VP of this segment, I think I'm going to sign it off and send it over to you, Will, to the VP of...
Thanks, Theo. Well, I think I'm going to take over the presentation. And it's going to be something that's going to really grind your fucking gears.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Because this is a stupid ass tier list.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
We don't get a lot of these. Sometimes as I've already said, sometimes articles will just kind of pop up on my radar. And this was one that I went, ooh, I wonder what they think. Because this is something you just quacked at me through Discord, you fuck. How dare you? But this is a topic that you and I have talked on extensively. This is maybe the worst. Like, you and I have a few disagreements when it comes to MCU movies. But this list, I think you and I are going to agree.
Absolute trash tier.
Absolute trash tier. So this is from Polygon. This is very recent, from February 17th, 2025. And this can be blamed on Tasha Robinson, Sosha Milliman, and the Polygon staff. I'm calling you out.
This is an evergreen subject, which is just do the Marvel rankings so that people will click and get mad. It's the best. Yeah.
Okay. This is one of those times that, stop me if you want to hear their logic. They do a thing where they say the hero take and the villain take, which is basically the pros and cons of each individual film. So I think I'm not going to go into like the pros necessarily, but I think the cons are more interesting when it comes to certain movies. But we'll start off there are 35 movies, by the way, because when I scrolled down and I saw number one, or like the first thing listed was number 35. It was like, wow,
there's a lot of Marvel movies.
This one I haven't seen. Number 35, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
I watched that one. I don't think it's the worst one. I legitimately, I think it's dumb, but I think that like, I don't know, it's got fun action sequences. I think it's bad, but do you want me to say it's the worst? The worst is a tough rating. And they go into like, they talk about like, basically what it sounded like it was too much. They're trying to shove in like 10 billion things. They're trying to do Kang's intro thing, and now that's all like in the dumpster. Yep. I'll eventually watch this movie, probably just like tired one night. You won't think it's the worst one though. I doubt you will think it's the worst one. There are worse ones.
I watched the recent Doctor Strange that everyone dogpiled on, and I was like, it was fine. Like, it was good. I do think
Quantumania is a good example of. It was just a good example of every complaint that people had with the Marvel universe. And so when they made the movie, people were like, yeah, this is what we've been talking about. These are the complaints we have. And so that's kind of why it gets dogpiled on, I think.
It's also Ant-Man is not very well loved. But,
which is funny because Paul Rudd, I feel like, is well loved.
Yeah, absolutely. But Ant-Man as a concept, I like his powers, but they're stupid. Inherently, they don't make any sense. Number 34, there's another one I haven't seen, but I probably will. Thor, Love and Thunder.
I didn't watch it. I decided to take a nap instead.
Yeah, that's fair. I heard that people said it's really bad. 33, I've definitely seen Thor: The Dark World, which honestly kind of deserves. Yeah. This is one of those movies that will show up on cable every once in a while, and I would just tune in and I would go, Like there will be a point that I go, I'm bored, and I'll move on. It was before Thor decided that they wanted to have him have a sense of humor. It was just, but that's like the second movie. Yeah. The third one was like, we need a sense of humor. 32 is Iron Man 2.
How dare you, my board? How dare you, my board? I think I rate Iron Man 2 too high. I think I objectively cannot say that I am the most representative of the wider community.
This is where you and I...
Do you think that it deserves to be this low?
No,
not even close. There are great action sequences in there.
This is why it's a garbage list. We haven't even gotten to the Eternals. Probably that
Seriously,
would be my bottom one.
There are many worse ones. I think like Black Panther 2 probably should be below this. I mean,
I haven't kept up. Now I'm realizing I really haven't kept up with the recent. Because 31, Avengers: Age of Ultron.
I still think that should be higher. I still think that should be higher.
It's not a great movie. I haven't rewatched it in a while. I think it would maybe hold up a tiny bit better in a rewatch. But like the first time, it was too much, and I thought they wasted it. Ultron. The
point of that movie really was they wanted to do the Avengers fighting each other, and they did do that. So
later, but they did Civil War.
Yeah, I know that.
And then 30, Captain America: Brave New World. That's the most recent one, which I've heard middling things about.
I didn't watch it, so I can't say.
Yeah, so it's another low one. But then 29, Eternals, which was a huge flop. Like,
it was a big flop, yeah.
I watched this movie. It was boring as shit. Like, to the point that I was like, I don't care about seeing a lot of these characters again.
What's their take on this? Why is it higher than those other things?
It's one of the few Marvel movies that actually dives into the relationships between its heroes. What?
Sorry, what now?
I'm sorry, that was here. And they're just like, and for everyone who wanted Avengers to be a found family and not just a group of heroes who happen to work together.
What did you think that Civil War was?
I have all the characters are more like family-like. Their point is completely stupid because I'm like, I didn't feel that for these characters.
No, I felt genuine, genuine interaction between a bunch of the core Avengers. Yeah, that's a garbage take.
They also I didn't realize it's 2.5 hours long too. That's even worse. Awful.
It's a long movie.
28, The Incredible Hulk. This is way too low.
Okay,
I think it's okay.
The OG one,
mid-tier. Yeah, the one with Edward Norton.
I haven't seen it in such a long time that I don't really want to pass judgment again.
This one is genuinely the most insane one to me. 27, Avengers: Infinity War.
Bruh. Okay, get this list out of here.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I was like, oh, you're fucking stupid.
So you don't like Marvel movies, is my take. Is like you just don't like Marvel, because that is... Infinity War is maybe the best one. Like
it's top 5 for me. Like
it's top 3 for me. Like Infinity War is better than Endgame, IMO, and it is the best Avengers movie. Like I just think it's the best Avengers movie.
a lot of people, including these people, say it is too busy. There's not enough, like, there's too many characters and not enough, like, character development. And I'm like, that's the Avengers. It's literally like bringing them all together. Like, if you want character stuff, go to their individual movies. That's the whole point.
It's the finale. Okay. All right. I'm mad. I'm mad.
Yeah, I got you. And then 26. This is genuinely nuts. That Infinity War is below Thor. The original Thor.
Get this shit out of here. I don't want to hear about this. This is a shit list. I don't want to hear about this.
I like that their hero takes and their villain takes are 2 sentences each. Not even the villain take is literally 1 sentence, which is so stupid. 25. The Marvels. A movie I didn't hear or I didn't watch, but I heard. I think
I've heard a single person who's watched it.
Yeah. So it's like this is what's going to get you furious, by the way. Number 24. Spider-Man No Way Home.
No,
the best Spider-Man movie.
That's a great movie.
It's a great movie. It's so good.
It's really good. Oh my God.
They say it could be outrageously cynical for a movie that's essentially getting by on stolen valor. Fuck these people. They're morons.
No, the message of that movie was fundamentally optimistic.
Yes. This is where we're getting 23.
Also, Tobey Maguire showing up and it being like this nostalgia thing of him still being like, "Hey guys, I'm getting old, but I can still do this." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, Tobey! Like that's great."
In terms of, it's also made the most money. Like if we're going based on any kind of like, because like all this is subjective. Like, let's acknowledge that. But if you're going off of, like, anything that's not subjective, it's how much money.
People voting with their wallets.
Yeah. Number 23, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I liked. I thought it was a good movie. Yeah. I liked it better than 22, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I think Captain Marvel should be lower, for sure.
And I said that I like this movie, but it's not... I don't think it's better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 21, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I didn't see it.
Like... Number 20, Black Widow. All the things that came before is... I watched Black Widow.
The direct to Disney Plus movie?
Yeah, exactly. Where literally after the character, spoilers, already was fucking dead in the ground. Like,
they did a movie about her.
They did a movie and it had no point. 19, this one I've been meaning to watch, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I can't really.
I think people liked it. I don't know. People said it was pretty good.
Yeah, I heard, but it's definitely. I think it's probably better than 18 Ant-Man and the Wasp, a movie that
I just don't rank any of the Ant-Man movies very high. Like those can be far down the list, and I don't think anybody's mad about them being low.
No.
Like,
but they're saying. I mean, it's fine because 17 is Ant-Man, and it's like literally halfway through the list. It's like okay, whatever, fine.
Extremely mid. Yeah.
16, Captain America: Civil War.
Should be higher, I think.
Higher.
It's got to be higher, man. That's one of the high points.
They're saying it's below 15. Doctor Strange. No, it's not. Doctor Strange
in no way. No.
And then they say 14 is Spider-Man Far From Home, which I didn't like Far From Home as much as No Way Home.
Far From Home was the second one?
That was the second one, yeah. And then I forgot what the...
So Mysterio was the second one. And yeah, Homecoming was Vulture and then Mysterio. That was Jake Gyllenhaal. I think all three of those movies are very good. I think they're all fun. I have a good time with them. I would say they're all probably top 20. Like,
yeah, but in comparison to each other, I think it's the weakest out of the three, for me personally.
Sure, fair.
Number 13, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which
I didn't see it, but people liked.
I liked it. It's surprising it's so high because to me it was like the action scenes were very good. It was cool, like kung fu action. The plot was just stupid gobbledygook that like was similar to, or literally they go into a little pocket dimension where they're like, "This will destroy the world," and I'm like, "No, it's not." Like there's a point where you're like, right. "No, it fucking isn't." Number 12, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which you said was bad.
I didn't think it was good. I mean, there were like a bunch of nitpicks that I had about it. I think the beginning where I think that like the beginning is very touching because it's a tribute to the original actor.
Chadwick Boseman,
yeah. But then they're trying to build his sister up into the next Black Panther, and it's I don't know,
not working.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's when I'll like all the ones that I haven't seen, I'll eventually watch one night when I'm just like tired and like, okay, I'm in the mood for something big and dumb. Number 11, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's fine. Okay. Number 10, Iron Man 3. I think Iron Man 3 is a good movie.
Iron Man 3 is good, but I don't think it's that good. I don't think it's that good.
Like compared
it could be high teens and I wouldn't be mad about that.
Number 9, this feels weird, but it is a Marvel movie.
We're down to the top 10 here. Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine. which I liked.
I don't think that's weird. I
think
think it's a good movie. I think it's a good movie.
It was just weird in my brain to be like, it's not a Fox movie anymore. This is now a
Marvel
these characters
movie.
are now in Marvel. Yeah. It wasn't MC because like in my brain it just wasn't in the MCU.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie,
too.
and I think it was a fun tie-in. And I don't know.
I don't know if
number 9.
it's necessarily the top 10 for me, but I think it's great. But number 8, The Avengers.
I mean,
which top 10?
I don't think you can like my experience of experiencing the Avengers is so tied into how I think about it that I just rank it like top 5. Like it was a special moment.
It was when going to the theater. I think I've had moments in the theater like that like 3 times.
Right.
Where it was just like, and I think the other time was for another Avengers movie.
Was like Infinity or like Endgame, where it's like genuinely getting choked up.
Yeah. Where it was like, great movie. Number 7, Iron Man. Which I like. Iron Man's a great movie. It
started
kicked
all
off
out.
the entire thing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's definitely better than number 6, Captain America, the First Avenger.
I don't think anybody ranks that high. That was like a
C tier.
Like
I love Captain
yeah.
America. It's not the best movie. It's a fun movie. It's just not. It's popcorn. It's nothing.
It's also
like,
the worst of the Captain America movies. Like easily, no one disputes that, right?
For sure. Number 5, Spider-Man: Homecoming, which I'm like,
I like Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah. Number 4, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which is I think my at least top 3, if not number 1. I love that one. Number 3, Thor: Ragnarok. I think that's
very good.
Decent.
I don't know if I'd put top 3. I'd put it probably top 5, but I wouldn't put top 3.
This might get me flack.
What's
number
left? Number
2.
There's Endgame.
Avengers Endgame, which I might catch flack. I don't rewatch that movie.
No, it's super long.
It's the last battle sequence. I know it's like a huge hype moment but it's the most visually muddy thing I think I've ever seen on screen.
Yeah,
because it's like literally all brown. Like, I don't know. And it's all the characters that like kind of mix into each other. And they say number 1, the best movie of the MCU is Black Panther.
And I
don't.
Okay.
That's one of those where I'm like,
I mean,
it's top 10 maybe. Like it's a good movie.
It's a very good movie, but you have to remember that like ultimately these are action here, like these are action book characters, like comic book characters, and like the end fight of that was just Black Panther versus himself.
And that's a complaint about the MCU.
So I'm not going to give the number 1 spot to that. I'm not going to do it.
No, it's just also not like transformative. Like it was a definite moment. I remember going to the theater. It was a great movie. It was wonderful. It wasn't a moment like the Avengers or like any other. I think
it was a moment, but I don't think it was anywhere near the high points of the whole arc.
Yes, it's not the number 1 movie of the entire like that's where I'm like, that's insane. Maybe top 10. This is one of those
terrible
lists.
I feel like absolute garbage you brought us today, Will. Yeah, this is horrible.
that tier list I knew would get you fucking bad. But
it's not good. As soon as you said Iron Man 2 was like second to last, I'm like, all right, now hold up a second.
Yeah, if there's so many, we've gone over. I think we've actually had a segment where we went over our top 10. But
it's been a while. It's been so long since I watched, and I'm out of date now. Like there are so many on that list where I was like, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a good dozen of those.
Scrolling back through the moments that are insane to me is the Ant-Man movies being like they're mid-tier, I guess. Black Widow being above fucking like so many other Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, No Way Home,
Doctor
Infinity
Strange
War.
being above. Infinity War. Yeah.
Absolutely insane list. People at Polygon, you are a bunch of morons, but you know what? You hear that probably day in, day out, so you don't need it from us.
And you know what? You drove traffic, so good job on that front, I guess.
But you know what? Let's drive our way into your next segment.
Sure, we can drive. We're going to need to take a left and then go down this tunnel and keep going down.
Okay. Yeah,
and keep going down.
Wow.
Keep going down. And it's time to wake up. Hey, I've been driving for 6 hours. Come on, Will. It's time I need somebody to talk to. This road trip is getting mighty boring.
Take the next left at Albuquerque.
And then we can stop, get some Mickey D's. I'll give you a nice toy in the bag because it's that's my whole thing.
Thanks, man. This is an NFT.
That's what I'm getting into these days. Welcome, Will. Burger. This is the taxidermy shop, of course. It's time for Will to look at these nice taxidermy objects I brought. Give them some prices. Buy some things.
For some reason, I imagine this character being like, "We're going to get McDonald's," and you just hand me like a rat burger, like it has a tail, like little hair spots coming out.
It's like handwritten McDonald's on it.
McDonald's.
We'll go to McDonald's. All these good things. All right, Will, we have nice 3 selection for you today. First one, this one's a real gem, a diamond in the rough. You've been looking for this, Will. It's time to buy it. What is it? What could it be?
It's opening my third eye. Wow. I don't think, have we had a taxidermied turtle?
I don't know. It makes me a little sad, but you got to use the whole turtle.
Yeah, this is one of the more basic ones to describe because this is just a whole ass turtle. Are turtle fingers that long?
I guess so.
I guess they must be.
This one is called
shiny and weird. It has an eye on its back, like I can't even tell the material.
It's called taxidermy turtle ashtray candy bowl oddities cane toad mariachi.
It's like an ashtray. This is the first one also that I think has had a use. That makes me sad. That makes me more sad, honestly. That it's because it's the Rick and Morty bit of like, what do I do? You scoop butter. Aw, like
Here's the item description from the seller. A turtle is equipped with a home he carries everywhere he goes, but Bold Turtle has a convenient luggage rack as a bonus. Real turtle taxidermy species is red-eared slider, about 11 inches. Check the ruler photo for reference. And Will, there's already one in someone's cart. This one has 2 hearts on it. So you have to tell me, what's the big price? I mean, come on, you need this for all your ashes and candy.
I mix them together too. I made sure
nice hard candy in there.
I put the hard candy in my mouth, get it all sticky, and then I'll put it in the ashes.
That's good. I'm sure the turtle appreciates that.
Now this is tough because you and I have built up in a weird way. This is something that is actually a negative for my life, that I've built up a knowledge
eye for the market. You have an eye for the market.
But I've built up a taxonomy of like, okay, mice are vaguely this price, but it always gets me. Like, how expensive they're.
Though.
Turtles, I don't know how much they're worth. I'm gonna say, for some reason, I'm gonna say $250. And that might be way too high or too low. I don't know.
This is your first guess on a turtle. I'll give you that. So this one is going to cost you $134. And
almost
at the end of the day, it's really just a bowl on a turtle. So that kind of makes sense.
And a turtle is its own bowl. So it's a bowl on a bowl.
That's very wise of you, Will. All right. The next one we have for you. This one's a real beauty. He's coming in hot. He's coming in mean.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I kind of love this one. Wait,
wow. Titled Real Turtle Taxidermy, Turtlehausen, Pond Wrestler, Danhausen, AEW.
No, it's a specific wrestler.
Wrestler, yes.
I thought it was just a luchador. So for the people at home, it is a turtle standing on its legs, like on 2 feet. It's holding triumphantly what looks like a salt shaker. Like, I don't know what that is. It has what looks like a painted on like luchador mask that's white with red eyes around the thing. And then a big medallion like of a bearded, I presume it's this wrestler's like symbol where it's a blue face with a beard and like tongue out.
Do you want to see the wrestler this is modeled after?
100%. I want to see this. Oh, you know what?
It's actually pretty accurate.
It's pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate. It's very specific, but it's pretty accurate.
Oh, and it's his tattoo. It's his chest tattoo.
It's his chest. Yes, the ornament that is on him is his chest tattoo, and it is also pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Now, the question I have about the wrestler, did this guy have the chest tattoo before he became the wrestler, or was it part of the bit?
Presumably so. Now, a better question is, did he steal his cape from his mother's drapes?
Yeah, it does look like he would blend in sort of a 70s designed household. Yeah,
because it's a beige thing with floral designs. It looks like on his cape, which is not a very good look.
I do like this guy's expression because it is sort of it's sort of, Mom, look, I'm summoning a demon.
Yeah, he's also holding his fingers together like he's fucking Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is actually. Yes, I have plans for world domination and being a dipshit.
Here's the item description from the seller. Yes, it is I, Turtlehausen, the best of all wrestling turtles and whatnot. Modeled after AEW's Danhausen, Turtlehausen is guaranteed to be very nice, very evil, buy now, or be cursed. Direct threat to you will.
He's very nice, very evil.
Very evil. He will curse you. Don't give him a chance.
You kind of did a little Donald Trump thing. Very nice, very evil. These immigrants coming into I met them. They made me a taco. It was great.
Also, it says, about 8 inches tall, see ruler photo for reference. Jar of teeth included.
Oh, it's a jar of teeth.
Jar of teeth.
I actually turned a corner.
Jar of teeth included.
So the salt shaker, the thing I thought was the salt shaker was a jar of teeth.
Thought it was a beer stein.
Yeah, that would make sense too. But that's okay. Now I gotta get we gotta move on.
It's also not apparent from this photo, but the turtle is wearing a cape, just like this guy.
Yeah, I saw the neck, black neck thing around it, so I assumed it was a cape.
With all these accoutrements, you have to give me the price. Tell me how much for this beautiful turtle.
I do think it's going to be more than the last one, because this is something specific. It is about a person.
It's licensed. You got to pay those licensing fees.
But we've already established that a turtle goes for about $130. So that's just
that's the working basis.
Turtle.
Okay.
If you want to use a turtle for literally depositing your trash and sweets,
that's $132. $34, yeah.
$215. That might be too high, but
this one is a relative discount. $155 for this guy. That's a pretty good value for money, I think.
I need to tune up my turtle.
Turtles. You're locking in on turtles.
Yeah, I'm slowly getting there.
All right. Last one for you today. This one's a genuine crowd pleaser. Everyone's loving this one. This one's titled Real Bullfrog Taxidermy, Grandpa Frog, Fiddle Violin, Toad Oddities.
Okay, this is one of those times that I'm going to push back, because how real of a frog is it when it looks like it's literally coated in resin up to its its eyeballs?
There is very little chance that toad looked anything like that.
It is so resiny. It looks so plastic. Resiny. Genuinely. Its mouth is open. It's like a Kermit the Frog, where they put in a little tongue, but there's no throat for it.
No, it's not. It's not the most natural looking thing.
This is some very cute with Mr. Frog and Mr. Toad looking motherfucker, because he has a little brown vest on, he has little pantaloons, he has a violin, he has little glasses, he's ready to play in his rocking chair, so he's adorable. But imagine somebody comes into your home and you go, you're showing them through, and you go all right, so we got the picture here of, it was me and Laura, and we were having a great time at this wedding. And then, this is my Funko Pop collection, which I have 2 of. And then this is my frog. And he's just sitting there, and I could imagine, because he looks like he's like, yeah, come on in. Why, it's just me, Mr. Frog himself. And, would you like a little cup of iced tea, young man?
I've just been rocking on this porch for a long, long time. I'm coating in resin. You don't know how old I am. I could be 150.
Some would say it was the rest of my life, because I'm dead as shit now.
Here's the item description from the seller.
Oh, I need it.
Gather round, tadpoles, and I'll tell ye a tale about when I met the leapingest frog in all kingdom come.
Yeehaw!
That's what old Grandpa Frog says before he rosens his fiddle bow and launches into a story that might be The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County by Mark Twain. But don't worry, we won't tell anyone. Real bullfrog taxidermy. Seated figure is about 8 inches high. See roller photo for evidence. Jar of teeth included. Just kidding about the jar. There's no jar of teeth in this one.
I started looking for I do have to also point I just noticed this, that the area that it's in looks like it's that kind of splotchy paint. Like they went to Walgreens and got their photo taken, but it was just a little frog.
It is. It's school. It's very school picture day. Okay, and now tilt your chin. Tilt your chin a little more. Perfect.
This is. I do kind of like this one. If it was plastic, I would like it, but I don't like the fact that it was a frog. This is going to be a constant
interesting. So you prefer the unnatural. Well, that goes against our entire ethos here. We have to kill something in order to sell it. That's how we operate here. I don't know what to tell you.
You just flipped the script on me. How dare you? Like the worst druid and Dungeons and Dragons ever.
You know what? Sometimes
made of plastic.
Well, if you everything dies, and so if we cover it in plastic afterwards, then it's okay. Oh, but I got to think about the price.
Now
Frogs,
you got to think about the price because you don't know. And amphibians are just so different. You know, it's a different market.
They are. This one is, I got to factor in the violin, the bow for the violin, the chair, the glasses.
The clothes that actually fit.
400
high production value.
$475.
Wow. That's a big price. This one is another discount for you. $249.
That's cheap. That's surprising. That's genuine.
I know.
I guess frogs are not. Well, it's a bullfrog. Bullfrogs are.
Well, you just got to think about it. What percentage of a GPU is this frog? And it couldn't be near 100. It can't be a whole 4090.
Now, what is this in Bitcoin? Can I get it for Bitcoin?
I'm going to start my no taxidermy coin. It's just for buying taxidermy, and it uses. You know, it's gross. It's an animal's skull. That's the coin.
I'm calling this tax coin. Why is everybody booing me? I can't.
Taxi coin. No one likes that. Okay, all right.
No, okay. It was just for upkeep, of all the things.
Weird.
We'll get rid of the name.
Well, Will, that's it for me. You're gonna drive me out of business if you don't buy anything. But I guess
never
for
buy
now,
anything. You've kidnapped me.
You're my best customer and also my best friend and also my worst customer.
What is this, the room? You're my favorite customer. Bye-bye, doggy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye to this segment, doggy. But now we're going to go on to a nice how-to.
Oh, I need to know. I need to learn something today. I haven't learned anything all day.
Now, this is one. Now, forgive me if I've already done this one. I'm pretty good about remembering which ones I've done or not. This one seemed vaguely familiar, but I
some of them when you see them and you laugh again and you think, I got to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll probably have different commentary this time. But tell me if this if I have done this before. But this is from Good Housekeeping: How to Quit Your Job Without Burning Bridges.
Well, relying on me for good memory is your first mistake.
We have established we forget every single episode until that actually makes the editing process so much more fun because
then I get to laugh about the goose again.
This is knee slappers of jokes. But this is, if you're anything like my girlfriend or a lot of people in my life who constantly go, tell me not to quit. Please just tell me.
Please, I just need to make it one more day.
This will be for you. So, okay, let's put it bluntly. You hate your job and can't wait to bid adieu to the toxic work culture.
I didn't realize I did. Okay.
Let's get down to brass tacks. You're fucking miserable.
Suck. Yeah, you're miserable. Your life sucks.
The lack of opportunity to move up, that creepy coworker, the tone-deaf diversity initiatives. Okay, that one feels weird.
Well, that one aged interesting. In an interesting way.
Yeah, that's because this actually. Let me go up to see where this is. This was from 2021, so that's that
definitely
aged very
interesting.
Bad.
Interesting timing.
You got that seething "I quit" email languishing in your drafts, and you're this close to hitting send. But before you
that's
do,
dangerous. You drafted the "I quit" email and you left it in your inbox. Like you left it there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I could see that being cathartic, but you delete that after. That's not.
You also don't leave it in your drafts. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. But before you do, think about a little someone named future you. How are they going to eat?
No. I'm all about this. I'm all about tonight guy. All about
Theo.
What's he doing for me? What am I doing for him? What's he doing for me?
Have you ever done a thing and you've been like, future Theo's going to hate me for this, but I got to do it. Like sometimes my life is a constant struggle between past Will, future Will, and present Will, where they're all trying to not do chores.
Yeah.
Future you may gravely regret sending seething email. In fact, let's just state it definitively. Future you will be desperately Googling how to unsend an email. It's true, when it's time to go, it's easy for emotions to get the best of you. But as Amelia Ransom, Senior Director of Engagement and Diversity for software company Avalera, sorry, that was so many A's, literally 4 A's, puts it, you only get to leave this job once, so set yourself up to leave well.
You don't know. I could come back just so that I can quit again. You don't know the joy. Maybe the quitting is the high point of my life, and I want to just do it again and again.
You don't know who I'm a Wild West cowboy on the edge.
I'm burning my bridges and rebuilding them so I can burn them again.
I'm so charismatic. I do it it's like Bill Burr losing an audience just to get him back. Like
just to get him back. It's kind of the yo-yo game he's playing.
Yeah. So whether you're transitioning to a more challenging role within another organization, leaving to further your education, or taking some time off to eat, pray, love, fuck that. I hate that.
Wild that would include that. That's crazy.
How you handle your relationship with your soon-to-be former employer can make or break your chances of future success. Here are some guidelines to do that without burning bridges. Now, here's a genuine question. Is it that essential? Because this feels like the adult version of your permanent record, you know, where I'm constantly afraid that there are certain places I know for a fact that they contact. Record. There's some places that I put in the names of people for references, and I was chatting with them of like, hey, can I get your email? And they're like, hey, so I just got the email immediately to give you a little review. What should I say? Huh. People have said that. Like, what should I say? And I'm like, good things. Hopefully, I'm not only good things. This also, like a lot of articles we read for how to and this general thing, this feels straight from an HR person's mouth of just make sure to do everything right so that the company doesn't suffer. But
does sound like it. I don't know. I think that not burning bridges is good advice. But general. sometimes a place is so miserable. Why would you want to go back?
We're also at an age where I look back and I think about all the people that I'm like, oh, I don't want to have a bad relationship or do anything that, and then I never fucking see that person ever again in my life. And it's okay.
I mean, if that person at your job is cool enough that you don't want to disrespect them, then they probably agree with you that the place sucks.
Yeah. You're usually
they probably want to leave too.
But do start by talking to your direct supervisor. Now, that I don't know about that, but it turns out that managers don't love hearing about a report's departure plans at the water cooler. Whether you're quitting an office gig or a shift job, pay them due respect by scheduling a one-on-one chat to talk about your intentions. Yeah, that's fair, but I've had a conversation with a manager where they're like, so you thinking about leaving? And I was like, I literally cannot answer that because we're in an at-will state for employment. Yeah, and if I told you, that's grounds for firing.
It's also your right. It's your responsibility to represent the company. Why would I tell you that?
Yeah, exactly. It's quote, you shouldn't leave a position until you have spoken to your manager and perhaps your manager's manager about why you're thinking of leaving. It says Andrew Gold, VP Talent Management and HR Technology at Pitney Bowes. Yeah, no shit, you're an HR manager.
Yeah, of course.
Whether you're thinking about leaving due to a lack of development, an opportunity for more money, a higher role, or a need for more flexibility, Gold has found that people are often surprised at some of the outcomes that result from these types of conversations, which is interesting to me because I've heard that it literally is not a good idea. That, because they'll make a counteroffer. Sometimes they'll make a counteroffer. If you take the counteroffer, that's not good because they know that you are a flight risk, basically.
Yeah, it's also a gambit you can only really play once. You can't keep doing that. Right.
Yeah. That said, sometimes no amount of chatting can make a miserable job worth keeping, and that's most of.
It's also true
because I've had jobs where I've been like, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that. These are my I'm very honest when it comes to these types of things, and if there's no movement, because I've had managers that just didn't have any fucking power, and so they're just sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, right. I can listen to you, but that's the only thing I can do.
Yeah. So it's at that point, it's not going to do very well. They have a quote from Tessa DaCosta where it was a year that taught me quite blatantly about what I value and what I want. She explains, it both confirmed that my current situation was no longer working for me and sort of paralyzed me against doing anything about it. So when something good arrived via my network, I took it. but don't slack off as soon as you give notice. Basically, like,
but why not?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it depends on to what degree if you are like, I am putting in my 2 weeks and also I'm spending my 2 weeks in Ibiza, you will not be able to get in touch with me. Then that's a little bad. But
they go on. I mean, there's a further thing of like putting in 2 weeks notice, but this summarized by a quote that they have from Gold. Try to complete as much outstanding work as possible and document the work you do, make the situation as easy as possible for the next person in the role. From experience, people don't do that, or they don't appreciate when you do that. So that's one of, like you're saying, of like, okay, but why would I work extra hard at a thing that I know I'm not going to see any benefit from anymore?
Documentation is interesting because the best time to do it is as you're doing a thing, because I find that it's really hard to recollect the accurate level of detail to write down. So even if you're like, all right, I got 2 weeks, I got to document everything, it's kind of like already too late.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I tried to do that for a job that I had that, like, I made wikis and stuff, and then people had, like, qualms with or, like, it was, like, step by step. Like, I'm very specific of, like, you do this step and this step, because I've had so many times in software development where some shit-ass social, like, pariah, outcast man who doesn't know how to talk to people writes an entire, like, thing of how to set up your computer, and it's missing 5 steps that are necessary, and just because he didn't think of it. Like, that just happens all the time. But don't insist on giving 2 weeks notice. That's actually a surprising thing. That, like, I didn't expect them to say that. In the handbook of the working adult, the 2 weeks rule is ingrained as the ban on tuna fish lunches. Sometimes employees even give more notice, hoping it'll make them look good. But that's not always the idea, says Askew. Quote, you have to think about the continued value add of giving extra notice, and when does it become a value negative, she recommends. Askew notes that if your relationship with an employer is toxic or strong feelings are involved, it's best to stick with what's in the handbook. If you're leaving on good terms, the added time may be appreciated to get your replacement up to speed. But that's another thing. It is a nicety. Mm-hmm. People don't see it as a nicety. They like, because similar to companies not wanting people to discuss their pay, because then people will be like, hey, I'm being paid way less than somebody doing the same role. It's for the company's benefit that you give them 2 weeks notice. You can just go, I'm quitting, bye. They don't like that, because it's like they have to scramble to fill the role. But it's also like, if you're having a terrible time, then fuck them. Like, so that's kind of where this comes down to. But do make your exit interview count. Have you ever had I've had a point that they weren't going to do an exit interview, and I went, no. We're doing an exit interview.
No.
I want to talk shit. I'm going to talk shit on my manager. It's not like, let me go hard. But exit interviews are weird, because I've had times where I'm talking to an HR person and going over stuff, and they are like surprised, and I'm always like, what do you mean you're surprised? This is the company you're working for,
right?
And you're HR.
You should be in touch. Yeah.
Perfecting an exit review is like baking a cake. It's important to add all the right ingredients, but don't turn up the heat too much.
But what if you really want to lay into somebody? What if they really got it coming and you gotta let somebody know? They say
the key is to be constructive, where I might have gone wrong, because I was part of a bunch of layoffs, and I was like, and you're not laying this motherfucker off? Like, I like specifically was like, if you want to save money, get rid of him. He's literally not doing his job. But they say be constructive. It's easy to spout off a laundry list of petty complaints and grievances, but a better use of time would be bringing up larger challenges and benefits you navigated during your time with the organization. I don't know about that necessarily. That sounds like an actual interview. Like, that's what you do in interviews.
yeah, right.
You know? But don't go out in a blaze of glory.
But it says right there, it's glory. It's you get to go out in glory.
Glory.
Glory. Think of the glory.
Think of all the glory. But you know what? It is nice to do. It's the thought of doing the what's the movie name? There's a famous scene where a guy is at a fast food restaurant and he quits and he goes, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. Like, and I've always wanted to do that. Have you ever had a dramatic exit of
No, definitely not. I've never had. I've only worked for places that I've been pretty happy at. I've never had I've had a boring job, but I never had like an actively antagonistic job.
I had a job where the last day was also the worst day. because there's a whole. I'm not going to get into like there's 2 employees, like one stole from the other, and there's a whole deal of that
The whole time. Oh God.
And so for some and then the person who got stolen from was crying, and my manager decided to tell me not, oh, she got stuff stolen from her purse, told me, oh, she figured out she was pregnant. As a fucking bit.
Bit?
This guy was a
Jesus
piece of shit.
Christ.
He was such a piece of shit. When I left, literally at the end of my shift, I shook his hand, looked him in the eye, and said, I think you're the worst person I've ever met. And he smiled at me and went, like he appreciated that I actually stood up to him. He was one of those guys.
That's absolutely insane.
He was one of those guys though that would like you were just hanging out and he would tell stories about like, oh yeah, I picked up this chick off the side of the road and I like had sex with her and stuff. And I'm like, I'm a 16-year-old dude.
Leave me alone.
Like,
literally just leave me alone. I just want to play my Game Boy during my break. Like leave me alone.
that's Five Guys, baby. But don't go out in that blaze of glory. But you know what? A blaze of glory could be anything. It could be even leaving a review for our podcast at the end of the podcast because we're there, baby. And that really, it does help out the podcast. So remember to give us any star ratings, any reviews. If you have any segments that you want to send to us and hear on the podcast, send it to segmentcitypodcasts@gmail.com. Hit up our YouTube for full episodes. Hit up my YouTube, Golly Gee Willikers, for full episodes of seeing me on a green screen talking about movies and games and stuff.
Get over there.
I got a thing coming out about cryptids. That's very fun. I've been working hard on that. But you know who's always working hard? Our good friend and somebody you got to give a thank you to.
That'll be to Rachel Robinson. She does our intro music, and she has other amazing tracks you can find on your streaming platform of choice, such as Spotify. And some say that she's going out in a blaze of glory. She's going out.
This is no. This is the same as pedophile. Let's say that.
There she goes. She's blaming out. Oh God!
She's thinking about going to a public place, and she's got a Second Amendment rights.
Wait, no. No, Blaze of Glories. No. We say it's such her music is great, but now we go to iwaspoisoned.com.
Oh no.
This one is kind of a feat, and that's why I chose it. But this is from what I presume this is Buffalo Wild Wings, or it's just called Wild Wing. Maybe it's just a different thing. But
could just be Wild Wing.
But because it is in Ontario, Canada. Ordered 2 pounds of wings. Ate the 1 pound and had 1 or 2 wings from the second order. Spent the whole night in pain, throwing up all night and bad diarrhea. Slept on the bathroom floor the whole time.
Oh no.
He ate a pound.
A pound. Maybe that had something to do with it.
That's my exact thought. I was like, I'm sorry, you just ate a pound of wings.
A pound of wings.
I would also be on the bathroom floor.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.